Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're answering a question that comes up a lot in the car audio world. Should you go with 6x8 speakers or 6.5-inch speakers? By the end of this video, you'll know the pros and cons of each size, how they perform in real-world setups, and which option might be the better choice for your car and listening preferences. Stick around, because I'll break it all down clearly so you can make the best decision, and once you are done watching this video, share your thoughts on these two speaker sizes in the comments below. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more car audio tips and in-depth reviews. Let's start with the basics. Car speakers come in different shapes and sizes, and each has its own unique advantages. The 6.5-inch speaker is one of the most common round speaker sizes, widely used across countless vehicles. On the other hand, the 6x8 speaker is an oval-shaped driver, found in many factory-installed audio systems, especially in vehicles from Ford and Mazda. Both can deliver quality sound, but the differences in design, efficiency, and application are what really set them apart. Now, one of the most important things to understand is how shape and size affects sound reproduction. Round speakers, like the 6.5-inch, are naturally more rigid and balanced. This shape helps the speaker cone move more evenly, which tends to produce cleaner, more accurate mids and highs. In contrast, oval speakers like the 6x8 have more surface area, which allows them to move more air. That means they can potentially deliver stronger bass output, even without a subwoofer in the system. So, right away, you can see where the trade-off begins. The 6.5 is built for accuracy and control, while the 6x8 leans toward giving you more low-end punch in the same space. Let's dig deeper into sound quality and performance. Many audiophiles argue that 6.5-inch speakers offer better overall sound clarity, especially when it comes to vocals and instrumental detail. The round cone simply does a better job of keeping distortion low at higher volumes. If you're the type of listener who wants crystal clear guitar riffs, smooth vocals, or a balanced mix of all frequencies, the 6.5-inch is hard to beat. On the other hand, if you're coming from weak factory speakers and you want an instant upgrade with more depth and fuller bass response, 6x8 speakers can be a game changer. Because they have that extra cone area, you'll feel a bit more thump and your music can sound richer even without adding a subwoofer right away. But sound quality isn't just about the cone size or shape. Another factor to consider is speaker construction. You'll find both 6.5 and 6x8 speakers in coaxial and component designs. Coaxials combine the woofer and tweeter into one unit, making them easy to install and great for upgrading stock speakers. Components separate the tweeter from the woofer, allowing for better imaging and a more high-end soundstage. In both sizes, the build quality, materials, and brand engineering play a huge role. A high-end 6.5-inch component set will almost always outperform a budget 6x8 coaxial, and vice versa. So, when comparing these sizes, it's also fair to consider what tier of speaker you're looking at, not just the dimensions. Next, let's talk about bass response, since that's where many people notice the biggest difference. If you're not planning to run a subwoofer, the 6x8 gives you an edge with more bass presence. That oval shape allows for more cone excursion, which translates to a deeper low-end response. However, the bass from a 6x8 speaker isn't always as tight or controlled as what you'll get from a well-designed 6.5-inch. So, while you might get more thump from the oval driver, the round speaker tends to provide more precision. This is where your personal listening style matters. If you love bass-heavy genres like hip-hop, EDM, or reggae and you're not ready to invest in a sub, 6x8 speakers might satisfy your needs. But if you prefer rock, jazz, or acoustic music where accuracy and detail matter, you might lean toward the 6.5. Now, let's consider power handling and efficiency. Most 6.5-inch speakers are designed with aftermarket upgrades in mind. They're extremely popular among car audio enthusiasts, so manufacturers put a lot of effort into optimizing them for higher power handling. This means they pair really well with amplifiers, letting you push more wattage through them without distortion. The result is a louder, cleaner sound, especially at higher volumes. On the other hand, 6x8 speakers are often designed as direct replacements for factory setups. While you can find aftermarket 6x8 speakers that handle plenty of power, their design is often tuned for plug-and-play installation rather than pushing the limits of performance. If you plan on running an amp and upgrading your whole system, 6.5s may give you more flexibility and future-proofing. Installation is another key area where people often decide between these two sizes. If your vehicle comes with factory 6x8 slots, dropping in a set of 6x8 speakers can be quick and easy. It saves you the trouble of using adapter plates or modifying your doors. However, if you want to switch to 6.5-inch speakers in a 6x8 location, you'll likely need an adapter bracket. These adapters are widely available and affordable, but it's still an extra step. The reverse is less common, since 6.5 slots don't typically fit 6x8 speakers without modifications. So, convenience often pushes people towards sticking with 6x8 speakers if that's what their car already has. That being said, many car audio enthusiasts will gladly take the time to install adapters just to enjoy the benefits of 6.5-inch speakers. Durability and aftermarket support also play a role. The 6.5-inch market is massive, meaning you'll find a much wider variety of brands, price ranges, and technologies. From entry-level coaxials that cost less than a night out, to high-end component sets costing hundreds of dollars, the 6.5 size dominates. This abundance of options means you can really tailor your setup to your budget and your sound goals. On the other hand, the 6x8 market is smaller, but not insignificant. Brands like Rockford Fosgate, Kicker, Pioneer, and JBL all make solid 6x8 upgrades. The selection isn't as vast, but you'll still find quality options. However, if you want the most room to experiment and upgrade over time, 6.5s give you more choices. Another factor worth mentioning is sound staging and imaging. Round speakers, by design, often produce a more natural sound stage, especially in component systems where the tweeters can be mounted separately at ear level. This gives you that immersive feel, as if the band is playing right in front of you rather than sound just coming from your doors. 6x8 speakers can still create a solid sound stage, but their shape and cone dynamics aren't as precise in terms of imaging. For casual listeners, this might not be noticeable, but for someone who really cares about the nuances of stereo separation and directional sound, the 6.5 has the upper hand. Now let's address vehicle compatibility and resale value. Many cars that come with factory 6x8 speakers are designed with those dimensions in mind, and upgrading with direct fit replacements can actually help with resale value. It's straightforward and doesn't involve modifications. However, if you're planning to keep your vehicle long-term and want the best possible audio performance, going through the extra step of fitting 6.5s can pay off with years of listening enjoyment. It really comes down to whether you prioritize convenience or long-term sound quality. You might be wondering, which one is louder? The answer depends on power handling, sensitivity, and your setup. Generally, 6.5s paired with a proper amp will outperform 6x8 speakers in overall loudness and clarity. But if you're running speakers directly off a factory head unit with no amplifier, 6x8 speakers can sometimes sound fuller because of their extra bass output. Again, your system goals matter a lot here. Are you building a full aftermarket system with amps and subs, or are you just looking for an easy factory replacement that gives you a noticeable upgrade? Price is another area to consider. Because 6.5s are so popular, competition drives prices down. You can often find excellent deals on high-quality 6.5 speakers. 6x8 speakers, being less common, sometimes cost a bit more for the same tier of performance. That said, the difference isn't usually massive, and both are available in budget-friendly and premium categories. Before we wrap up, let's touch on personal preference and use case. At the end of the day, the better option depends on what you want out of your audio system. If you value convenience, quick installation, and a fuller sound without extra equipment, 6x8 speakers are an excellent choice. If you're willing to take a little extra time for installation, want more options, and care about long-term flexibility and high-end performance, 6.5-inch speakers are the way to go. Many enthusiasts actually choose to run 6.5-inch components up front for clarity and imaging, and then use larger oval speakers like 6x8 speakers in the rear for added bass support. That hybrid approach can give you the best of both worlds. So, what's the bottom line? 6x8 speakers give you convenience and bass presence, while 6.5-inch speakers offer clarity, flexibility, and future upgrade potential. Neither is inherently better across the board. It's all about matching the speaker to your system, your car, and your listening style. And that brings us to the end of today's breakdown. I hope this video helped clear up the differences between 6x8 and 6.5-inch speakers so you can make the best choice for your setup. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more car audio tips, reviews, and comparisons. And don't forget to leave a comment down below sharing your thoughts. Do you prefer the bass-heavy feel of 6x8 speakers, or the precision and upgrade flexibility of 6.5s? I'd love to hear what you're running in your car. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.